Welcome back once again to the channel, fellow creatives. Whether you are curious or just a design enthusiast, in today's video, we are going to take a step-by-step guide in working on a product label. Get ready for some mind-blowing insights. Now, the very first thing you want to do anytime you want to work on a design, a new artwork, is to create a new document. So we can go ahead in doing that by using the plus icon right here, or use the shortcut Ctrl N in creating a new document. So we are just going to go ahead with the shortcut Ctrl N, which opens up a dialog box where we specify the name of the design, the page dimension, the preset, and other details needed. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this spices label design. All right. And the page dimension we are going to be working with is a width of 100 and a height of 120. Very good. Now, when done with this, always leave the resolution at 300. The other settings, the color settings, always leave them as they are. All right. So when done with that, you simply go ahead and click on OK. So this is the interface, this is the workspace where we are going to be having all our design elements placed within. The arrangement, the color balance, the various principles of design are going to apply. All right. So having this workspace, the very next thing you want to do is to bring in your design elements. This consists of the images, the text elements, a whole lot which you are going to be putting together and coming up with the professional design you want. All right. So we use the shortcut Ctrl I, which stands for import, or simply click on the icon right here which says import. All right, or simply click on the icon which says import. Ctrl I. This should take you to your storage. All right, this should take you to your storage where you have your design resources at. So I have mine in a folder, spices label resources. Anytime I'm working on designs, I just try to create a folder where I have all the design resources in, which makes the work much easier and very organized for me. So you double click on that. Now, these are the resources we are going to be using in a section of this. So I'm going to take this out, and then when done selecting your resources, you go ahead and click on import. All right. So just place the resources on the workspace. A link to access all these resources will be provided. A link to access all these resources will be provided in the description below. So do well to check it out, download them, practice more often, and let's see if you are able to really work around it very well. Just let us know in the comment section, all right, how best you've been able to come up with the same design work. All right, so the very next thing we are going to do is to create a background for our design. So we use the rectangle to double click, just draw this sketchy rectangle and specify the same dimension you did for your page size. All right, then press P on your keyboard to center align. Now remember, anytime you create an object, by default you can actually change these settings where you don't have an outline on your background, but by default it just applies an outline to your background or any other object created. So we need to take this outline off. So you quickly come to the drop down arrow right here, click on none, and that should be gone. All right, good. Now the very next thing we are going to do is to apply a color to this. So we are going to be applying a gradient fill of black and green. Black and green. So you move to the interactive fill tool, double click and drag a default of black and white. So we already have black here, right? So you go ahead and apply green to this. So you click on the box and click on green. All right, so you want to adjust that a bit. Okay, very good. And the very next thing we are going to do is to create a shape right here, still using the rectangle tool. There is a video on introduction to CorelDraw if you are a beginner and you want to know how these tools work. All right, there is a video in the videos uploaded, so do well to check it out. Almost an hour video providing you details per every tool, the interface. If you are new to CorelDraw, everything you need to know. So do well to go check it out. Make sure you watch step-by-step guide on how the software works, how this tool works, and then you understand what we are really working on. All right. So with this rectangle created, you want to right click on this and choose convert to curve. Then you move to your shape tool, click on this very line, then again choose convert to curve. Then you drag this to this very side, drag this to this very side, these arrows. Okay, these arrows, let's drag them to the opposite directions. You want to adjust that a bit. Good. Then you make a duplicate of this. Okay, so you use the shortcut Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Then because we are still on the shape tool, you simply just drag this way, drag this way. All right, so we want to have this. Now hold down Ctrl and select page down to send it behind the one beneath it. Okay, so I'm just going to apply color to this so we get to notice the difference. So Control page down. Now you can see it's behind what this very first object we created. Now with the one on top selected, okay, why don't I apply color of black to this? Selected, hold down this, hold down shift and select the one behind it. Then go to trim, okay, trim the portion it covers out of the one behind it. Then delete the black object. So this is what you are going to have. You can see how nice it looks and curvy. So you want to take off the outline. So click the drop down arrow once again. There are so many ways to actually take off the outline of an object. So we have this option right here. We have this very option, this box with the red bar. You right click on that, select set outline color. All right. Or go ahead, right click on this same box with the bar, the red bar, right click, set outline color. It takes off the outline. Okay. Or possibly click right here, this very black box, which just provides you a whole lot more effects you could apply to your outline. But per this video, we just want to take off the outline. The width, choose none, and it's gone. Okay. And you quickly click on OK. That should work perfectly fine. Now, with this object created, we want to apply a gold color to it. So we are going to be using this gold palette with its various codes. Okay. So you simply come to the eyedropper tool, click on it, the color picker, okay, click on this very color which adds to your color palette down here, click on it once again and click on this very color. So these are the two colors we are going to be using for our gold shape. Okay, so you go to interactive fill, double click and drag down, click on the yellow color, click on this, and click on the same color again. So you are applying the same color to both ends. Then you click on this, drag it and place it on the line. Or simply, if you don't click and drag, you can double click on the line to add another color to it. Double click to delete. Double click to add. All right, good. Now with this added, you simply go ahead and apply the same color to it. So you want to apply them. One color comes and the next follows. All right, that is the idea of it actually. So you drag this a bit close here, double click, place, then the next color, next, and next. Very good. So I think we can add one last one here, and this should be fine. Okay, this looks very good. This looks very good. So we are going to make a duplicate of this very color. Control C, Control V. Double click on it to take you to the shape tool. Then drag this very line. Drag this very node. Okay. Now this is on top of it, so we need to send it down. Control page down. Okay, that is too much. So we want to bring that up just beneath this very object. Now you go back to the interactive fill and adjust it. Okay, to create this effect. Adjust it to create this effect. You can see how nice that looks, right? Very good. Okay. Now we are going to be making use of a certain tool here. It's a tool called Smart Fill. Okay, so I would like to observe very well. So you use the rectangle tool once again. Double click and drag. Okay. Position it on top of this very object. Position it on top of this very object. Then control page down to send it behind. Control page down to send it behind. All right. Now highlight all. Take them off from the background. Okay. Take them off from the background. You don't want to have any implications with that on top of it. Very good. Now we are going to be using this tool called the Smart Fill tool. So you click on the interactive fill. On the drop down arrow, we have this tool embedded in it. Then you click right here. You can see what happens. Now what this tool actually does is that it creates objects where there is intersection of various lines. Okay, so it creates objects where there is intersection of various lines. So this object has been created for us right here. So you are going to go ahead and delete the rectangle. This has an outline. Take off the outline. Okay, then apply this very color, which we choose from the gold color to it. Select all, move them back to your background. Move them back to your background. Okay. Move them back to your background. Adjust that a bit. Very good. Now you want to bring in this image, this PNG file. Okay. So we have some ingredients. We have garlic, we have ginger, we have pepper, we have onion. All right. So you want to right click on that, select bar clip and click on this very object. Now to edit the bar clip, you simply right click, select edit bar clip. Okay. Or better still, choose edit. This opens up the bar clip where you adjust. Okay, you position this right here. Position it right here to look perfectly fine. Okay, let's close the bar clip to see how it looks. All right. Now you want to select all these objects, right click and select bar clip. Then click on the background. Click on the background. Okay. This looks very fine, but then we might want to adjust that a bit. So we open up the bar clip. Open this bar clip as well. Then increase this a bit. We want to cover a bit more space on that. All right. This is looking perfectly fine. All right. Okay, good. When done with that, you finish. Simply click on finish actually. Then click on finish once again to take you off the background. Now this is what we have for our background. You see, Very nice, right? So you want to go ahead, use your rectangle tool once again. If you watch the tutorial on how CorelDraw operates, the tools and how they work, I stated that the rectangle tool is one of the most powerful tools actually. Like almost all the time, I use it in my design works, okay? So you've noticed creating the background, creating these shapes, these gold shapes, okay? Even the one where we have the image path clip in, it's all through the use of the rectangle tool, okay? So that is just how effective it is. Anytime you are working, it just comes your way to just use it, all right? So that is just it. Okay, so with this selected, you right click, select convert to curve, then click on the shape tool. You want to add a node here, okay? So you double click on this, then you drag this in. You drag this in. Very good. With this drag in, we want to apply a color of this. Take up the outline, then Control C, Control V. Now hold down Shift and scale this down. You want to decrease the size of that a bit. Then we apply a gradient fill of this black, another black right here, and red in the middle to create this radiant look. Okay. This looks cool, right? Yeah. Very good. Now with this selected, hold down Shift, select this as well. Let's adjust this up a bit. Right click and select power clip into the background. Okay. All right. We're almost done. Okay. So we have this. Control pitch up to bring that up. This background. Okay. So you position it right here. You go to transparency tool. Choose a merging mode called overlay. Merging mode called overlay. Okay, so you want to adjust the opacity a bit. You want to reduce that a bit. You bring this down until you are okay with that. Then right click, select power clip. Then you go inside the power clip, adjust this very well, okay? Then send it behind the object. All right, very good. So this is what we have, guys. Okay, now let's adjust the background transparency a bit. We don't want it to be so bright. Good. I think we need to reduce the opacity of this once again. Edit bar clip. Select this transparency. Then reduce that a bit. Okay. Perfect. This is perfect. Okay. So now the very next thing we need to do is simply add our text elements. Our text elements. So we have golden spices. Spices, right? Okay, good. So you are going to be using a font called, the name of this font is called Chella. Okay. It's one of the fonts I use often. So I'm going to apply a color of this. See, same colors. Okay. So to break this apart, we use Control K, shortcut Control K to break text apart. All right. Shortcut Control K to break text apart. Adjust this a bit. The name of the brand is Golden Spices. Golden Spices. Very good. Then very next thing you want to do is type in this box, which is contact, right? 058 3211679. Very good. Then you apply a color of this. Okay. Rectangle 2 once again. Rectangle 2 to our 8 once again. So you apply this very color, take off the outline. Then we want to curve the edges. Okay, this very edge and this very edge. So you go to this very option. Make sure this isn't locked. If it's locked, once you curve one side, all the edges are going to be curved. So make sure it's unlocked. Input here 15 and here as well 15. Okay, good. Then you break this apart, position this on top of this, change this to this as well, position it right on top of this. Align all by selecting and pressing C on the keyboard to center align. Then you want to reduce the size of this a bit. All right. You want to reduce the size of this a bit. Okay, so we are almost done, right? So spicy. Type spicy. You want to rotate this, so we go over to this very option, angle of rotation, type in 90 degrees. Okay. Type in 90 and that should work perfectly fine. Okay. Then reduce the spacing of this a bit. Okay. Good. Now you want to use a font called Signcor. When you observe most of these artworks, this is a kind of font that people normally use. Okay. So design actually is something that is around us. Okay. Anytime you are working on design or beginning as a graphic designer, to draw inspiration, just make reference to designs that you've seen around. Okay. They just come into mind as to the font to use, the colors to use, the alignment, and a whole lot. Okay, so we are going to be using this very font called Spicy. Sorry, Signcor actually. Signcor, alright. The name isn't Spicy, oh, please. If you want it downloaded, search on the internet. We have a lot of websites to actually download. I think we need to space this out. I actually thought that might work, but then after choosing the font, it seemed to go the other way. All right, so simply have this, and boom. Almost close to finish. Okay, almost close to finish. So you want to create a shape right here. So we use the ellipse tool. Sorry, we use the polygon tool actually. Hold down Control to draw perfect shape. Then you apply sides of, let's see, 60 should be fine. 60, is that okay? Use the shape tool, drag in these very knots. Okay, these very knots. Take off the outline, apply a gradient fill of this and red. Then use the ellipse tool once again, draw this very shape on top. Hold down Shift and press this E and C to align center and horizontally. Then we are going to apply a gradient fill of this to this. Good. Sorry, we need to have white here and yellow here as well. All right, this should be fine. Then we take up the outline. Remember, guys, always take up the outline unless you have a reason not to. All right. Anytime you are working, just do all to take up the outline. Good. Then we use the text tool once again. 100%. 100% natural, right? Very good. You want to use a font called TWC. Make a duplicate with a shortcut Ctrl D. Natural. Okay. Very good. So this is what we have been able to come up so far. Finally, we have our Mr. Shrimp. Mr. Shrimp Man coming to change the game, to bring a different perspective to our design work. So you want to go ahead to Effect, Blur, Motion Blur, and adjust that a bit. Okay, increase the blurriness a bit. I think 33 should be fine. Now, these activities are normally performed to just add, a bit of realism to our designs, okay? So you hold down Shift and hold down this as well. We want power clip both into the background. Yes. Then adjust this as well. Adjust this a bit. We want the letter show very well. Okay, so this is what we have at the end of this step-by-step guide. This is what we want to achieve at the end of it all. Okay. This looks really nice, guys. This looks very nice. A video will be posted on how to place this on a mockup. Now, the term of mockups is one that is key as a professional designer, okay, or any designer, being a beginner or intermediate. You are just learning, all right? Mockups are one of the design resources that every designer must take advantage of whenever working on designs. In the next video, we are going to be looking at how to use mockups, how to place these designs, and any other forms of designs on mockups, okay? So this is where we are going to end the video. If you are new to the channel and this video has been helpful, please subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends to also benefit, all right? See you in the next video.